Hey guys, it's Holly. So today we're gonna kind of switch it up and take it back a few year groups as me, a 21-year-old female, is going to review a 4+ Mickey Mouse set. Now this set was actually provided by Lego as sort of requested by me, and there is one big reason that I wanted to get this set, and his name is also the name of a planet that's no longer considered a planet, and that is Pluto himself. Now this set retails for 80 Australian dollars and 40 US dollars, and it is a lot considering the sort of the size of this set. Now there are multiple reasons for this. Firstly, it's a 4+ set, so there's a lot of big, giant, and printed pieces. There's also a lot of new molds, including Pluto himself, as well as Mickey and Minnie's helmets, and this really nice sort of Mickey Mouse piece, which is actually features throughout the entirety of this Mickey and Friends wave. Now, I really like this Mickey and Friends wave as it's sort of the first Disney minifigures sort of line, besides all of the Pixar stuff, including The Incredibles and Toy Story and all that. So I really hope that this does well and that we see more things from this line, because I really think it's quite cute. And also, just a side note, this set was actually built by my mum. She helped me out. I thought this would be quite a fun building exercise for her since it is quite simple. And she does have arthritis in her hands, so if my mum can build this, anyone can build this. So let's have a look at these minifigures first up. So first up we have Fire Chief Mickey, and he comes with this sort of comically small sort of water spray bottle that I really don't think is going to help put out fires, but it's a pretty cute accessory, I guess, nevertheless. But the big appeal to Mickey just overall is this amazing printing. Firstly, he's got torso printing as well as leg and hip printing, which is lovely to see, especially on a 4+ figure. And he also has this brand new molded head with the fire cap on the top, which besides the printing for the eyes and nose is exactly the same as the head for Minnie Mouse, and this is just absolutely adorable. I love the little fire emblem on the back, but it is really cute, and it's lovely to see a sort of fire chief version of Mickey, seeing as he's doing all of these different professions, considering this entire wave is sort of built off that idea. And next up, we also have Minnie Mouse, which, just like I said, the head piece is exactly the same, just this time it's got different printing, which is the exact reason why you can sort of stick the bow on the top if you wanted to. You could have it without it, but there is a hole on both Mickey and Minnie's heads in order for you to place an accessory. So I guess you could put sort of a party hat on there from Friends, or just literally any other sort of accessory, but in this case, you do get Minnie Mouse's bow. I'd honestly would have loved to see sort of the red bow or red polka dot to go along. I feel like that would have been really cute, although I feel like they went pink because it sort of screams Mickey Mouse Clubhouse a bit better, but also then contrasts from the red. But besides that, Minnie has got the same leg and torso printing, again with that really nice fire emblem, and it's great to see the sort of pair of them in this set rather than just one or the other. Next up is a really big draw for a lot of people, and that is Goofy, because until now he was exclusive to the Disney train, and while this version of Goofy is very different to that of the Disney train, they do share the same head, and it is a lot cheaper of an option just to get a version of Goofy. So unlike the Disney train, this one does not come with any printed legs and has a different torso print, this time with a rather dirty looking apron, as in this set Goofy is supposedly cooking up hot dogs, which at least in my version of the sort of set story, Goofy is the one who has sort of caused a fire because he couldn't cook the hot dogs properly. So I thought that was quite funny. But besides that, the head of him is exactly the same, and I'm really glad actually to see this mold reappear, because I think it was just so good. And honestly, it was painful to see that Goofy was exclusive and sort of locked behind the Disney train set, but I also am glad that this one is different, considering I did pay a lot for that set. But he's also got some really nice back printing with a little spatula tied on the back of his apron. You can also see the back of his sort of handkerchief, neckerchief sort of thing. Goofy just looks really cute all together, and I guess if you wanted to kind of make your own cheaper version of just regular Goofy, you could swap this out with just a plain orange torso, and there you go. It's a lot cheaper than buying the Disney train, which is a big deal for a lot of Disney fans. And last but not least, we have the star of this set, and that is Pluto, and I'm really glad to have him in proper Lego form, not sort of that weird cartoony Lego form that we had a few years ago. This is a proper version of Pluto, plastic and all. I mean, besides the little rubbery sort of rat's tail almost, it does look quite funky, but anyway, I'm really glad to have Pluto in this set, and that for me personally was the whole reason that I got this set. I love him so much, and I wanted to have have him along with the rest of my Disney minifigures from the CMF series and the Disney Castle and Disney Train and all of that. He's just the perfect inclusion to sort of round off the sort of Disney 5, so I'm really glad to have him in this set. I do wish, however, that his ears were down. I feel like Pluto's ears are down a lot more than they are up. Another thing I would have loved to see is they sort of do like a Scooby-Doo version of this where his head actually sticks on. Instead, this version is all one piece, and he does have a little hole at the top again, so you could again stick a party hat, even stick Minnie Mouse's bow. There's even a stud at the top, so I guess you can sort of have Mickey stand on top of Pluto and try to sort of use him as a horse if you really wanted to. But other than those things, I think Pluto is just absolutely adorable, and honestly, I will take what I'm getting because he looks really cute. I love his eye printing, his nose print, his little tongue as well. There's a lot of jewel molding on this figure. Just, yeah, it's a sort of a weird rubbery rat's tail on the back of Pluto, which I'm not a huge fan of, but he looks absolutely adorable and he will be sat outside my Disney castle from now on. I'm just a huge fan of him. So first up in this set, you get this tiny little barbecue as well as this sort of built up flame, which is nothing we haven't seen before. This is the exact same build as sort of the Iron Man Armory sets had, just to make it look like things are a bit more on fire. You also have this giant flame coming outside of the little barbecue build you've got going there, which to me, this is the whole reason that sort of the scene is taking place in. There's the fire station and they've got to try and save the fire that's going on because Goofy burnt his hot dogs. So in my head, at least for like story and imagination purposes, this entire thing has just gone up on flames, which I think is pretty cute because you can have Mickey putting out the fire with his sort of little fire water pistol thingy, even though I don't think logically and physically that would make too much sense. But I think it's really cute because you can have this sort of on its own if you wanted to, if you wanted to have a little barbecue, but it also fits really nicely into the sort of firehouse story. Next up, you also get this tiny little fire truck, or a fire car, I guess, because of course you can't have a fire station without a fire truck. What is this, creator expert? No, we have to have a car in this set, and this is really, really cute as well. I love the printed tile on the front here, which I'm pretty sure, actually looking at it, that my mum has put upside down accidentally, so if we turn it around here, you can actually see that there is a little fire emblem on the front of the car, but that's fine. We're not going to tell my mum that she's made mistakes. On the back as well, you have a little yellow ladder which you can unfold here, or you can lift up to try and get people to climb to a higher level. There's also a bit of sort of a gap here, which I guess you could sort of stick Pluto in if you really wanted to, and have the ladder little sticking out like that, or you could sort of hook Pluto under there and have his little rat's tail poking out, and then he can join Mickey and Minnie on their adventure to sort of go and put out the fire. There's even a chair at the front as well as a little blue steering wheel. So as you can see, you can sort of fit them all in there, and I guess you could even technically hang Minnie off the ladder in a way and just clip her hand in there. And there you go, the gang are on their mission. Oh dear, Minnie's fallen over. So if you swing Minnie around, you can fit the entire gang on there and they're off to go and fight the fire. And last but not least, you have the entire fire station itself, which is actually built up into 3 separate pieces, which you can all connect into this center console, which is pretty handy. Oops, I just dropped some of the bones and sort of box here, as that's sort of one of the first things you get, which isn't actually attached to the fire station, but you get a little yellow box with 2 bones for Pluto in it, and the rest of it is all strictly fire business. And you can attach them and sort of angle them to make your own fire station layout. Now, within this fire station as well, there are a few play features. The first sort of being this little boom gate, which can swing back and forth, which you can actually fit the entire fire truck through here and sort of make it come through the entrance really nice and easily. And then it can slide down and just roll away as so, and you could sort of close that boom gate there. It's got some really nice printing on the front as well. You get the 2 windows on either side of this centerpiece, as well as a little fire bell at the top, and even a fire hose right down at the bottom. And just to sort of tie everything in, you get that really nice fire emblem there as well. On the left hand side, there is this little Technic section, which is interesting that they're sort of introducing the basics of Technic in a 4+ set, but this actually acts as a fireman's pole, so you can have Mickey and Minnie sort of slide down there for their mission, which I think is a really cute and simple play feature, and it was really well explained in the instructions as well. I did have a look while my mum was building, and it was all very, very simple and basic, so I think it's pretty self-explanatory, which I love to see in a 4+ set. At the top, you get this really really nice Mickey Mouse piece, which is interesting. It's sort of a plate in a way. I mean, it's got a plate base to it, but it is done in the perfect shape of a Mickey Mouse head. And my sister actually suggested if these came in different colors, you could have these all sort of spread around the various Disney sets and have them as hidden Mickeys like they do in Disneyland or in the Disney parks and things like that. So I love the fact that this is a brand new piece created for this new theme. I think it looks really, really nice. At the top as well, you can see sort of these translucent blue pieces, which I imagine to be sort of fire sirens. And then on the side, you have this sort of fire tower almost building, and each of these side pieces have a giant window with some more little hidden Mickeys on top of all of the windows with this really nice sort of masonry printing. It looks really cool. And then you turn it around and there's not too much going on the inside. There's a tiny little table with a coffee cup. There's sort of a siren, like I said, at the very top with a tiny weeny balcony. Not that you could really fit the figure in there. In the center, there's even less. There's sort of a kind of wheel almost. I guess this is sort of you wheeling it so that you could turn the hose on that's printed on the other side. Same deal with this side. There's not really anything going on, and you can sort of see the back of this giant red piece. It's very basic, not a lot going on here. And then on the final tower, you have a satellite dish at the top, some binoculars as well to search for danger, and this sort of technology, sort of computer panel. I imagine this is a computer screen sort of thing. And overall, you just sort of get a bland interior for this fire station, but I imagine this would have a lot of creativity for young kids, and they'd probably really enjoy it. And then from the front, you have all of that really lovely giant printed pieces, which just look really, really good. So that is the entire set. I also hope you really like this action sequence that I've sort of created for it. Overall, this thing is really, really cute, and I feel like, especially for its target audience of sort of the 4+ sort of preschooler age group, this set is going to shine. And I feel like if you're like me and you just really want Pluto and the rest of the Disney characters, if you get this on sale, I feel like you're onto a winner here. I definitely would not pay full price for this. I just feel like, especially for me and my age group and sort of my interest and skills and all of that, yeah, it's definitely just a bit bland, which is completely understandable. This set is made for 4-year-olds. But in saying that, it is absolutely adorable, and I hope to see more sets like this pop up in the future. Fingers crossed. And again, thank you so much for LEGO for sending me this set. And if you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel down below. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.